Hello, friends. Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. We are going to talk about Dontari Poe, but first, I want to mention Randy Gregory. Is he going to return? He's applied for reinstatement, but I'm still going to give this 3 stars, and if you've watched the show, I think you understand why I'm at least a little bit hesitant to declare it being a done deal, because A, we've played this game before. Even last year we played the game of, he's applied for reinstatement. Oh, wait, no, he hasn't yet. Weird, right? Per Todd Archer, who's never wrong, he has applied for reinstatement with the NFL. The Cowboys, meanwhile, as we've mentioned before, they would welcome Randy Gregory back. This is still 3 stars, though, because it is still a process that Gregory has to go through. We might not get word officially on it for a good 2 months as to if the NFL has accepted his reinstatement petition, and he still has to deal with Roger Goodell. So in all likelihood, yes, Gregory should be on the Cowboys next year. The Cowboys have his rights, but nothing's set in stone. So I'm not going to totally bank on it quite yet. And even if Gregory does come back, I'm not banking on him fixing my issues at defensive end. That's risky. That's dangerous for me. That's assuming a player who hasn't been on the field for a year is going to instantly be that guy. Now, he was that guy in 2018. That was a huge addition for the Dallas Cowboys. But I will not assume anything with Randy Gregory. As much as I am excited for him to be out on the field, as happy as I am for him, the person, I don't think it's realistic or wise to assume Gregory's going to come in and boom, he'll fix everything on at that defensive end spot. That's a little bit risky to me. Now, this was an earlier quote from Gregory to a friend of the show, Patrick Walker. I will be back this year. Difference is I'll be back for good this time, and man, do I hope that Gregory is right. I'm happy and in a better place mentally more than ever. And that last part's important. Gregory's issues have stemmed from a mental health perspective. That's why it's different than David Irving. For those of you wondering about David Irving, go watch our last video. I'm not interested. I don't think the Cowboys are interested either, and for pretty good reasons. But if Gregory can come back, that does help you at defensive end. Now, we'll talk more about where that sits and why you still really can't bank 100% on Gregory, even though it would be a great addition for the Dallas Cowboys. Before we do that, though, there's a new deal I found for you guys. Vineyard Vines clothes are on sale. As producer Dylan called them, they're frat AF. Chatsports.com/CowboysVines. That link will take you right to the Fanatics site. You can explore all of the great deals. 30% off right now. That's the deal at chatsports.com/CowboysVines. That's polos, quarter zips, t-shirts, all kinds of Cowboys-themed Vineyards Vines gear on sale for up to 30% off at chatsports.com/CowboysVines. So go check that link out. It's in the comments and it's in the description as well. On now for more about the Randy Gregory. So just to kind of track how we got to this point. He failed a drug test at the NFL Combine. Then a year later, in February 2016, suspended 4 games. Before the year began, an extra 10 games for failing/missing drug tests. He did briefly return for 2 games that 2016 season as his appeal was ongoing. In January, that appeal was shot down, and it became an indefinite suspension. It cost him an extended over a year. He was not reinstated until July 2018. He played that 2018 season, played really well for the Cowboys, but then he got hit with a second indefinite suspension. There were reports he was on the verge of applying for reinstatement. That never happened. Then there was a report like a month ago that he had applied. He said no, he didn't. Now in March, per Todd Archer and others, he has officially applied for reinstatement with the Dallas Cowboys. And if he's able to play, and I do think it happens, but I'm not going to assume it happens because you guys know what happens when you assume, Gregory instantly provides a big-time impact at the defensive end spot. We'll see if they keep, or I think maybe a bit more likely, restructure Tyrone Crawford. Gregory can be that same type of guy. He comes in mainly on passing downs and brings you some boost off the edge as a pass rusher. So predict for me, if Randy Gregory plays all 16 games for the Cowboys in 2020, and we'll give him the full season, how many sacks will he have? If you're watching on YouTube, you might get an ad break here. If you do, scroll on down to the pinned comment. That's where this question is, and you can make your best guess right there. All right, as promised, let's discuss Dontari Poe to the Cowboys. I'm going to give this one 3 stars too. Now, it's not quite a done deal yet. The reports are both sides, they're close to a deal, and it should happen, but it's not a completed contract at this point. Now, Dontari Poe was one of several defensive linemen out there who I would have been happy with had they signed. We'll talk more about all of them here in a little bit. I just needed a fatty. You guys know the deal. Fatty's only 2020. Dontari Poe, folks, he fits Fatty's only 20. He's like a 340-something pound guy. He fits that mold. Now, in 2019, he did miss some time with a quad injury. Despite that, he had one of his better seasons. Poe is coming off statistically one of his best years since he left the Chiefs, where he had some Pro Bowl success. And the Cowboys, look, they desperately need defensive linemen. I mean, they are crazy thin right now with those under contract. You saw the defensive line depth chart. Here's another way to look at it. Gerald McCoy, Tristan Hill, both through 2022. I'm not sure how much you're going to be banking on Tristan Hill. Antoine Woods is an ERFA. I think he'll be back, but we'll have to wait and see. And Tyrone Crawford, at least for now, under contract with the team, but I don't know how much long-term he'll be a member of this organization. Even if all 4 of those guys are there, you still need more bodies on the defensive line. Now, we mentioned some of the other players, as per Jane Slater, that the Cowboys had expressed some level of interest in. Dontari Poe, Damon Snacks Harrison, Ndamukong, Mike Pennel. You can see all their stats up there, tackles, sacks, tackles for loss. I do want to make one note that Damon Harrison did, like minutes ago, tweet that the Cowboys hadn't expressed interest with his camp about a potential signing, so maybe it was more of an internal discussion, and they focused more on Dontari Poe. Now, regardless of which defensive lineman the Cowboys get, I'm gonna be happy. I wanted one of these guys. So pick one. If you ran the Cowboys, which one would you have ended up signing? A for Poe, B for Harrison, C for Sue, or D for Mike Pennel? Again, I'd take any of them. I'm going to be happy. I tweeted this out a little bit ago. Gerald McCoy better than Malik Collins. Dontari Poe better than Antoine Woods. I'm still going to keep Woods, by the way. I'd have been happy with any of these options. It doesn't matter to me which one I got. I just needed one of them. Now, in all reality, I probably would have made Damon Harrison my number 1 guy. I think he brings exactly what the Cowboys need, really good run support. I think he is the best run stopper of anyone on that group. Mike Pennel, meanwhile, well, he might have been the number 1 guy from a value perspective. I think Pennel is going to be a very cheap signing. His stats aren't anywhere near as impactful, but he knows Mike McCarthy. And, oh, by the way, that Chiefs run defense got a whole lot better once he came to town. And Ndamukong, meanwhile, might have given me the best pass rushing ability from those big bodies. Still, I think, a 1 technique, but he could play 3 if you need him to. I think Dontari Poe can as well. That's why I'm on board with this signing again. Any of these guys, I would have been happy with. Heck, I might have gotten wild with it and still explore a Ndamukong pickup. But I think for the Cowboys, getting one of those big bodies was absolutely essential for this organization. So assuming, it's not done yet, assuming they close the deal on Dontari Poe, and it's cheap like I think it's going to be, and it won't impact the comp pick formula, by the way, I'll be pretty darn happy. Now, perhaps you are stuck at home. You have to, you're in shelter in place. You're not allowed to leave home except for maybe the essential stuff, and you're bored. I get it. There's not a whole lot to do when you're stuck in your house. We got you guys covered. We're not going to go anywhere. The videos will continue to come here at Chat Sports. So if you have not already, subscribe to the number 1 Cowboys channel out there. It's youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report, but you're probably watching on YouTube. So hit that big red button and subscribe today. The last rumor here of our little rumor 3-pack for you guys this Monday afternoon. How about Jameis Winston and the Cowboys? How about that one? I will give it the 1 star. It's an interesting idea. I don't actually hate it. I'm just not convinced how likely that would end up being. This was floated by Peter King. He mentioned Jameis Winston as a pure backup potential fit for the Dallas Cowboys. That's super intriguing to me. The Cowboys have not invested in the backup quarterback spot in ever, really. I mean, they took Dak Prescott. They tried to guys with like Kyle Orr, but it's been a while for a potential fit. Now, King kind of threw Winston in there at the Cowboys almost as like a maybe. He had question marks with it. He mentioned 4 teams in total. The Jacksonville Jaguars, which I think makes the most sense for Winston and for the Cowboys. The New England Patriots, the Green Bay Packers, and then the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll talk more about Winston, but first, do you want him as the backup? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Type Y for yes or type N for no. Do you guys want Jameis Winston as a backup quarterback for the Cowboys? I assume it'll be a cheap deal, but let me know what you guys think. Y for yes, N for no. Now, my mindset when it comes to a backup quarterback is, let's say my starter misses 5 games. Let's say Dak's out for 5 games. Can I win 2 of those with my quarterback? And can I maybe get lucky on a 3rd? Now, Winston's path to that route is very different. He's probably going to win you a game by himself. And he'll also lose you a game by himself, because that's just what Jameis Winston is. But I think he could get me 3 out of 5 wins. He could be a really good stopgap option for the Cowboys. The issue is, what does the cost look like? I don't have any doubts in my mind. Jameis Winston, clear as day, is a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. But what's his contract look like? Does Winston want to go somewhere where he can have a better chance at playing time? That's probably Jacksonville. Does he want to take a very small deal to come to Dallas? I'm not really sure that he does. That's why it's only the 1 star. If the Rush-Winston contracts were the same, it's not even close. Give me the wee baby Jameis every single day. But the Cowboys seem less willing to invest in a backup quarterback. Winston's one of the best ones out there. I like the idea. I'm just not convinced it's all that practical in the end for Dallas. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.